Hello everyone. Today we are going to set up Power BI Fabric data pipeline from Oracle Fusion Cloud to SQL Server using BI Connector. Before we start, make sure you have on-premises data gateway installed, which is basically a bridge that connects your local data source to cloud securely. BI Connector Server Edition with active license key, SQL Server database, and Oracle Fusion Cloud access. Step 1. Setting up connections in Power BI Fabric. Before we can import the data pipelines, make sure you have SQL Server and ODBC connection set up. To do that, you can go to your Fabric instance, click on the settings icon, click on Manage Connections and Gateways, click on New, select your on-premises gateway cluster name, give your connection and descriptive name. I'll name it TestDB. Select the connection type as SQL Server. Enter your server credentials. Database name. Select authentication method as basic. Select the username and password and click Create. Similarly, for creating the ODBC connection, I'll select New. I'll select my cluster, name it Oracle DSN, select the connection type as ODBC, and then I'll enter the connection string. To enter the connection string, you just need to type DSN equal to the name of your data source that you have created in your BI Connector Server Edition. Now, I will illustrate the steps to create the new data source in BI Connector. You can go to your BI Connector Server Edition application, click on Data Sources, click New Data Source, give the proper name for your data source. I'll name it as following. Enter the URL for your Fusion instance. Enter your username and your password and your folder path according to your data model. Click Verify and Add and test and save. After creating the data source successfully, you can create the tables corresponding to that. To do that, you just need to click Tables tab and click Add Table and give the proper name for your table. I'll name temp 1 and select the data source. After selecting the data source, you can use your existing Oracle data model, or you can write your own SQL query for that. For this particular illustration, I will use write your own SQL query. After writing my query, I'll just click Run to verify the changes and click Save. Now you can create as many tables as you require, and after that, you just need to copy the name of the data source. I'll paste that. I'll select my authentication method as basic, enter the credentials, and click Create. After creating the required connection, we can move on to step 2, which is importing the two pipeline files. First, we need to import Fusion to SQL Server Worker pipeline. To do that, you can download the same pipeline using this link. After downloading that, you can move on to your Fabric instance and select your appropriate workspace, then click on New Item, then select Data Pipeline. For better clarity, I'll name the same as Fusion to SQL Server Worker Pipeline and click Create. After that, you can click this option to import the pipeline we just downloaded. I'll select the pipeline and select open. After that, you have to choose the connections we have configured in step 1. For the first input, you need to select the SQL Server connection which we created in the step 1, which is testDB. And for connection 2, you need to select the ODBC connection which we have created in this step 1. After selecting the connections, you need to click use this template. After that, you just need to save the pipe. Similarly, we can import the parent pipeline. To do that, you need to download the pipeline using this link. Now go back to your Fabric instance, select new item, then data pipeline. I'll copy the name of the pipeline for better clarity. Now select create. Now we will click import. We will import the parent pipeline. We need to select the connections. For the first input, you need to select this SQL Server connection, which is testDB for my case. For the second input, you need to select the Fabric data pipeline connection. If you don't have that, click more. Now select the Fabric data pipeline. Now name the connection. And click sign. After signing in with your Fabric account, you just need to click connect. After that, for the third input, you need to select the ODBC connection which we had configured in step 1, which is Oracle DSN. After selecting all the input, just click use this template. After that, you need to locate this run incremental activity, select it and click on settings. This window will be displayed to you, in which you have to select the workspace in which you have created your worker pipeline. So I'll select that and I'll select the worker pipeline which we had created in the above step. After that, you just need to click save. So the third step is create the lookup table in SQL Server database. Before we create the lookup table, let's understand what lookup table is. So basically, lookup table is the brain of our solution, in which each row tells the pipeline which table to copy, how often to run, and the load type. It can be full load or incremental load. So let's understand each column one by one. So first, we have table SRC. So basically, this is the column which will hold the name of the table that we have created in the BI connector. This is the table from which data will be pulled. For example, I have this temp fusion 1. So you have to put temp fusion 1 in table SRC column. Second column is table dest. This is the column which holds the name of the destination table where the data will be loaded. You can keep it as same as table SRC or you can change it accordingly. The third column is schema dest. It is the schema in the destination database where table dest exists. Fourth column is primary key, which is basically to uniquely identify each row. It can have single value like error ID, or it can have multiple columns separated by comma. For example, person ID, comma, effective start, and you can configure it according to your table. The next column is watermark column. Basically, this is the key for incremental loads. it is a timestamp or numeric column that shows when the data has last changed. For example, last modified date. The pipeline uses this key to find the new or changed record. So next column is watermark column format, which specify the date time format for the watermark column. So for example, start date has a watermark column format as this. So we need to put this in the watermark column format. Or it can be, if it is a numeric column, not the date time column, then there is no require to fill it with the column format. We can keep it as empty. The next column is frequency in days. So basically, this is the column in which we can configure how often to sync our data. Put 1 for daily updates, 7 for weekly, 30 for monthly. Next we have refresh type. So basically this is the column which defines the type of data load. It can be full load or else it will be incremental load. In the full load, what it does is it reloads the table with the fusion table data each time. And in the incremental load, it only copies the new or changed record since the last run. So for example, if we have 1 million records in a table, for full load, it copies the entire 1 million records, but in incremental load, it copies only the data which has changed since the last run. And the last column is last run date, which is basically the timestamp when the pipeline was last successfully executed. After understanding the lookup table, we can create the lookup table using the following command, and we can insert the rows into the lookup table using the following command. And if we want to update or delete the rows, these are the command for them respectively. So I will show you my lookup table for better understanding. So for example, I have three rows in which I have temp fusion 2, temp fusion 1, temp fusion 3. So basically, this is the reference for the table which I have created in my BI connector. Fusion 1, temp fusion 1, temp fusion 2, and temp fusion 3. So here is the table destination, which is the name of the table which will be created in your SQL Server database. So you don't need to specifically create these in your database. These tables will be automatically created while you run the pipeline. All you have to do is you have to name the table in which you want to store the data. And in this column, I have the primary key, which is the composite primary key having more than one column. So I have like bill, transaction ID, contract ID. So you can have single or multiple columns separated by comma. This is the name of schema destination for my database. And these are the watermark column accordingly which the incremental load will run. And this is the format for my watermark column. And this is the last run date when the pipeline was successfully executed. And this column holds the frequency in days. And this is the refresh type, like the incremental load or full load. And the last step is to run the pipeline or to configure the pipeline schedule. To run the pipeline on demand, you can go to your parent pipeline and click run. Upon clicking this, it will ask for your table name. So this is the name of your lookup table that we have created in SQL Server database. So for me, it is named as Fusion to SQL Server Pipeline Lookup. It can be different for you, so you need to configure it accordingly. Then I have to click OK. You can preview the output in this output selection and you can verify the pipeline success or failure here only. For me, you can see that the pipeline has succeeded. To verify the status of all the run history, you can click this option, View Run History, and you can see the status of the pipeline each time you ran it. So now, for example, you don't want to run the pipeline each time, you want to schedule it daily or weekly accordingly. So what you can do is, first, you can configure this parameter, which is the lookup table parameter. So make sure this default value is the name of the lookup table that you have created in your SQL Server database. After that, you can save the pipeline. And then to schedule it, you can click the option Schedule. You can select On. You can select the repeat as accordingly. I'll select daily. You can select the time. I'll select it, for example, 6:42 p.m. And then I'll select the start time from when you want to start this schedule thing. So from today I want to select it, so I can select 16. So I have choose a very distant state to make sure that my pipeline run indefinitely. This is necessary because I cannot keep it empty, the end date and time. So you can choose it accordingly. Click Apply. And that's it. The schedule has been created. So it will trigger it according to the parameters you have configured in the schedule. Finally, you have configured everything. Now you can configure it according to your business need. Thank you.